Ooh, you can see that. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Abbie. If you are new here, welcome. Today I finished this makeup look for you guys using blue, which I know is coming back into style. It kind of went out of date for a while, but it is coming back and it is really beautiful on the eyes. This was my first time ever playing in bright blue makeup at all on my eyes, so I think that this actually turned out really well and is actually wearable. I don't feel uncomfortable in it like I'm wearing bright blue on my eyes. I think it really does complement. And I want to say that if you do have blue eyes like me, you can wear a blue eyeshadow. It really does look beautiful, so don't be afraid just because of your eye color that you can't wear a certain eyeshadow, because you can always make it work. So if you guys want to get this eye makeup look as well, or just want to see how I did it, then just keep watching and don't forget to subscribe before you leave. So as you guys can see, I've already started my look by doing my eyebrows using just my ColourPop Brow Pomade in Dope Taupe. And then I used Maybelline's Master Concealer over my eyelids to prime them so it covers up any veininess that I have. And then to set that all in place, I'm going to take this Urban Decay Smoky palette and use this color Freestyle just on a Morphe M505 brush. Swirl it in there. This is literally just to set the eyelid, so if you have any sort of nude shadow that will work, go ahead and use that because it will do the exact same thing. I'm just trying to keep it from creasing. Then to start my transition shade today, I'm going to be going into this Morphe Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here. This is really just a light brown. It has a little bit of a warm tone to it, but nothing too warm, and I'm just picking up a little bit on that exact same brush, and I'm going to start working this on the crease, and I'm going to be going just a little bit above where my crease is. So if I'm looking straight ahead, I'm going to try to go above that, since I want you to be able to see it when my eyes open. And I'm going to bring this pretty much all the way in to the inner and outer. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Jaclyn Hill is coming out with her own palette where she designed all the shades and picked out all the colors and everything with Morphe, which I'm so excited about because this palette, she just basically picked out her favorite Morphe shadows, and it is such a good palette. It's really nice quality and I enjoy it so much. So I'm sure that her new one is going to be even better since she's picking out everything. Shades, texture, formula, everything. So just like that, really you just need a transition color. And then I'm going to switch to more of a precise brush. So I'm going to just take this fluffy brush, but it's a little bit, the bristles are just a little bit closer together, so it's not going to blend as much. And this is the Coastal Scents Beat RC and 06 brush. And I'm going to use this shade right here, which is more of a cool tone brown. And I'm just going to pick that up lightly on the top. I'm literally swirling it in here and then tapping it off because these are so pigmented. And I'm going to focus this lower into the crease. So you can still blend it out. You just don't want to go higher than that first transition shade. Also, when you are doing a look like this, you want to start off with a small amount of product and then build up, so that way it doesn't become too much at once and you start looking like you have a black eye almost. So you just want to lightly build up. Then to deepen up the outer crease even more, I'm going to be going in with this shade right here, just any dark rich brown color on just the same brush, and I'm just going to lightly tap that into the outer corner and then lightly work it into the outer crease, not all the way across. And if you guys are wondering, I am doing my eyes first because we're going to be using a really high pigmented blue color, and I didn't want that to mess up any of my foundation. But if you want to just set your under eye with a lot of powder, you can just kick it off if there is any fallout, and it'll do the exact same thing. So I'm happy with that. The next step is the most fun step out of this whole process. I'm going to be going in with this blue shade right here. This is a super bright, I barely tap my finger, it's already on my finger, super bright pigmented blue color. This is from Coastal Scents. Let me pop this out and see if I can give you guys the actual color of it. This is just from Coastal Scents. It comes in a loose pan like this, and it is the shade Indigo. HPCM09 if you were wondering, but it is so pigmented and so blue. I did a big order a year ago of just a ton of single pan shadows, and I honestly have never used this before. I didn't even really play with it or anything, and I swatched it the other day and I was like, oh, I'm doing a look with that. So I'm going to be picking this up on a flat brush like this because I don't want there to be a ton of fallout and I really want the color to be strong and pigmented. So I'm going to start off with just a very small amount because I don't want this to be too much, and I'm going to apply this to my lid. Do you guys see that pigment? It's crazy. It's really, really hard to get blue shadows that actually have a ton of pigment. So this one is crazy. That is insane pigment. I'm in love. And I am keeping this lower to the lash line because then I'm going to go back in with like a blending brush and blend it out. But I just want to pack the most color on that I can. So now that we have that color on for the most part, I'm going to be using this Coastal Scents BRC SO8 brush, which is basically just a blending brush, but the bristles are a little bit more compact, so it's not going to blend as much. So I'm going to take no extra product on that at all and just lightly start blending it into those transition shades. And this is going to take off some of the product. That's okay because we can go back in and deepen it up. If you had a deep skin tone, this color would be so beautiful on you. It gets a little dark on me just because I am so light, but it's still such a beautiful color. Okay, and on my desk, I just want to let you guys know there is a ton of fallout. I don't see, there is some on my face, but not like extreme amount, but on my desk from where I tapped off my brush, there is a ton, just so you guys know. And then I'm just going to pack that color on more and more until I get the look that I want. And the good thing about doing this before your face makeup is that if you get too far into the inner corner or too far up or whatever, you can go back and change that with your foundation, or you can clean it up before you do your foundation and you won't mess up the rest of your makeup. This is kind of a tedious process if you want it to blend all out, but it will look so beautiful when it is blended, so I definitely recommend like taking your time and blending it. So to add a little bit of sparkle to the blue, just because I do want it to pop a little bit more, I'm going to be going in with this shade right here, which is basically the exact same thing. It's from Coastal Scents. It's a loose pan, so you can buy them individually. And this is in the shade Regalia Purple, which is HP014. It basically just has a little bit of shimmer to it, so I'm going to take that on the exact same brush. And I'm going to try to use it dry, but if I need to add some pigment, I will go back in with some Fix Plus. Yeah, that didn't really show up, so I'm going to grab some Fix Plus real fast. So I'm just going to split my brush with some Fix Plus, see if that helps add some shimmer to the lid. That didn't make it metallic looking by any means, but it did add just a tiny bit of reflex to it, so I think it will be okay, it will work, just so it's not so dull and matte. But you're definitely having to pack on this color. It's definitely not as pigmented as the other one. And then I'm just going to deepen the outer corner using this blackout shade from that same Urban Decay Smoky palette that I set the eye with, and I'm going to apply this on just a little pencil brush on the outer corner to make it really nice and smoky. And I'm pretty happy with that for now, so I'm just going to take some coconut oil or any sort of makeup remover wipe, and I'm going to get all this fallout underneath my eyes and clean up the edges. So now that we have that all cleaned up, I'm going to be using this Nivea's Post Shave Sensitive Balm as my primer today. I'm just going to put a little bit on my hand. A little goes a long way with this stuff, and I'm just going to massage this into my skin. And then for foundation, I'm going to be using this L'Oreal Pro Glow Infallible in the shade Nude Beige. I don't know how I feel about L'Oreal foundations in general. Normally whenever I use them, they don't really work for my skin. This one's not so bad. So I'm just going to be putting this on a e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush, and I'm going to be dabbing this on my face. So now that the foundation is on, I'm going to be going underneath my eyes with this NYX Dark Circle Concealer Corrector in the shade Fair Claire, and I'm going to be using this on a Morphe M173. Oh my gosh, guys. That just fell into my tea. Oh no. Okay, well, I guess I'm done with that tea, and I guess I'm going to have to use a different brush. Wow, that's so awful. Okay, so I'm going to be going in with this e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush, and I'm just going to dip it into this pot. I cannot believe that just happened. Putting this underneath my eyes, just on the really dark parts, which are like the inner corner, really. And then to actually conceal today, I'm going to be using this Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Fair, because I am very pale right now, as you can see. And then blending that all out with my beauty blender. To set that all in place, I'm going to be using my Tried and True, which is my Coty Airspun powder, and this is super cute because this is actually my great grandmother's, who she's had this forever. So the packaging is way different than the packaging like this, and there's no sifter. This is like a cardboard box, and it's so cute. So I've been using this one a lot lately just because it's so easy to dip your whole entire sponge in here, and it's so cute. It was with my great grandmother's. So I'm just going to set my eyes with that. And then I'm going to set the rest of my face just with this huge e.l.f. powder brush. Then let's finish up the eyes. So I'm going to be taking this Wet n Wild palette in Comfort Zone. These are super popular. Just on a flat top brush again. This is the one I've been loving, just an e.l.f. flat top brush. And I'm going to be taking this Brow Bone color right here, which is a nice light highlight color. It's a little bit yellowy, but you don't even really see it on the eye too much. It's really just nice and bright and shiny. I'm going to be using this underneath my brow bones because we do have such a nice matte eye. I really don't. And then on the inner corners as well. To line my eyes today, I'm actually going to be using this Essence Gel eye pencil in waterproof, and this is a navy blue pencil, and I'm going to line my waterline. And then just taking this really small Morphe Y22 brush, I'm going to actually just pick up some of that brown transition shade, and I'm going to, this one right here, this brown transition shade, lightly tap the top part of it in this palette, and then I'm just going to smoke this directly under that lash line, very, very lightly. So off camera, I just went ahead and curled my eyelashes, and then I applied my CoverGirl Super Sizer Mascara. As always, if you want to wear this out clubbing or something, definitely you can apply false lashes, which will make it really dramatic and beautiful. But I'm going to be running some errands today, so I'm just going to use my regular lashes. But to move on to the face, I'm going to be bronzing my skin using this Better Bronzer by Physicians Formula. Obviously, I love this. I've hit pan. This is maybe like one of the only makeup products I've ever actually hit pan on. And I'm just going to be taking this on a Coastal Scents 4 brush. I love this brush because it does kind of give some flexibility. So it really just blends out your bronzers so beautifully, and blushes as well. I honestly use this brush for both, and I've been obsessed with it. So I'm applying this to my temples, a little bit on the edges of my forehead to slim down my forehead, and then just on my cheeks. And I'm giving myself a really bronzy look. I don't know why, but I'm in the very like summery mood today. So I want to look nice and bronzy and beautiful. So I'm just bronzing the skin. And if you are very fair, this bronzer is beautiful because it is not too orange at all. It really gives you a nice glow to the skin rather than like orange. Because I know that I'm very fair, and it happens to me a lot where I get really orange. And then I'm also going to take this down my neck just to really bronze up my skin so I don't look so fair. And then for blush, I'm going to be using my Makeup Revolution palette in Hot Spice as always. And I'm going to actually use a little bit more of a corally shade. So I'm just going to be dipping that in, tapping off the excess, and then going right onto my cheeks using the exact same brush, which is super easy. I think it's like $10 for all these blushes, but they glide on the skin so well and they blend so easily and subtly, because I know that blushes that are super pigmented can be super hard to blend. And then for highlight today, I'm going to be doing a nice subtle highlight, which is just this Essence Pure Nude highlighter. I love this stuff. I wear it every single day. I'm going to be taking this on a Morphe Y14 brush and applying this to the tops of my cheeks. You can see right there that it just gives your skin such a natural glow, and you cannot see any glitter whatsoever on my face. It literally just looks like you've kind of been like sweating a little bit, which personally for dry skin people, that's a good thing. If you are oily and you just don't like any sort of highlighter, go ahead and skip it, of course. Do whatever like makes you feel comfortable with your makeup. But I'm going to pack on this natural highlight because this makeup's really natural and subtle. That's what I was going for. I didn't even want anyone to know I was wearing makeup. And then for lips, I am going to keep them really nude because I want this to be dramatic on my eyes, which obviously it is. So I'm going to be just using my Whirl liner to line my lips. And then I'm going to be taking my Faux MAC lipstick, which is one of my favorites of literally like all time. I'm not a huge MAC lipstick fan, but the texture of this, because it is so dry, that sounded bad. It's a little bit drier consistency, which honestly stays on longer, and it doesn't dry on my lips by any means. So it's just one of my favorites. And then to top that off with some gloss, because I love gloss, I'm going to be using this Essence XXXL Ultra Shine Lip Gloss. And you can see how shiny that is. And that is the finished makeup look. I hope that you guys like this, and I hope that it was something fun to watch because it is different than anything else that I've done on my channel. This is personally my favorite thing to do because it was different and it was kind of a challenge. I've actually never once in my life put blue eyeshadow on my eyes, but I think it looks really beautiful and I'm excited. I'm going to wear it all day long, so hopefully I get more comfortable with colors on my eyes, and hopefully I'll get more videos playing with colors, because I know that it's always fun to watch someone do makeup that you necessarily wouldn't wear in real life, just because it is interesting. And so I hope that you guys liked this look, and don't forget to subscribe because I will have tons more content coming for you guys and you don't want to miss out. Thanks for watching again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.